I'm gonna first talk about why we love lettuces. Number one, lettuces are extremely easy to grow. In fact, I recommend to newbie gardeners that they start with herbs and lettuces. The other important point that I'd like to drive home here is the difference between store-bought and homegrown lettuces. There's really no comparison in flavor, but also nutritional value. And so one of the ways I like to sort of make sense of that to people is when you initially harvest a vegetable, whether it be a broccoli, a lettuce, or anything, you remove it from its rootstock, and naturally it's going to start decomposing. And when that happens, it's going to wilt. It's going to lose nutritional value. And so it's incredibly important, if you really are eating your veggies for the nutritional sake, to grow your own. The first lesson in lettuces is that there are two main types of lettuce: loose or leaf lettuce and head lettuce. So loose leaf lettuce grows a little bit differently than head lettuce. It doesn't form a head, it's just going to grow out from the center, which means that you could also harvest the leaves around it and sort of harvest as you go. So here is a good example of a loose leaf lettuce. It is a mesclun mix. These are popular at restaurants, the culinary mix of lettuces. So what I have here is a little volunteer lettuce, and it is, I'm guessing, a buttercross type of the head lettuce family. It's got somewhat of a head form in the very center, but it's also loose. So see, I could, if I really wanted to, I could come in here and harvest some of the leaves. It's got a very mild flavor. But if I wanted a full salad, I could also harvest the entire plant, and that's exactly what I'm going to show you. One of the secrets to harvesting your lettuce is using an ice bath. And the reason why this is so helpful is because you can see here, I'm just going to cut the very base. Now I'm going to give this guy an ice bath. Lettuces are primarily consisting of water. And when you're looking to store them, you're really sort of shocking them from taking them out of their root zone. That's, feeding it with water and nutrition and moving it into the fridge. So this sort of aids in that transition. You're essentially kind of tightening up all those molecular cells of H2O and giving it some time to transition before you store it in the fridge. The next thing I would do is, I've got a couple of little containers here that I'll show you. I've got a spinner. Would probably not need this as much. Your bigger lettuces, like or your bigger greens, I should say, like collards and mustard greens, are not going to need the same little ice bath. But this right here is going to rinse off all the excess water, and then I'll dump that water and either put it into one of my other storage containers or keep it in this little basket. Next, we're going to talk about pest and disease. So another reason why I wanted to include the greens and the brassica family in this lettuce talk is because they share some similar values, like, for example, pests and disease. Let's see. Let's first start with this guy, aphids. Aphids and mites are super common on lettuces, your greens, and just about every vegetable in the garden, honestly. But these are also some of the easiest to tackle. In fact, I usually just spray them off with water, or I'll go to a local garden center, or online I can find some live ladybugs. That's incorporating beneficial insects into your garden. Beneficial ladybugs will eat just about any insect that is smaller than them, so they're perfect for aphids and mites. Thank y'all so much I love y'all so much, and start growing your lettuces.